This is going to be a discussion of Asperger syndrome, which some of us have. As far as we know, me, Al, and Angela. Now, we're going to start. I want to start by getting some of the things out of the way that we usually do that are important. And the first one is simply saying what we've cured, because when people watch these things, they don't realize, actually don't realize what this is or what we're about. So I'll start. I'll give you an example. I've cured 2 kinds of herpes. I had HSV1 and 2. I had both, lip and genital. I got it in '66, and I cured it in 1993. And so I've been herpes free for 18 years. Barb was supposed to be on here, and she got a negative medical test on herpes, but I guess I don't see her on Skype, so I guess we're not going to have her here today, but I'm giving her share for her. And also, I haven't had a flu since I cured my herpes. So basically I have not had a cold since 1993. So that's just a couple of things that I've cured. And I'd like to go around and have you share in a really simple way what you've cured since you've been doing Immunics, what you've cured with Immunics. And I'd like to start with Rosacea. You've been doing it for about 3 years, right?
Yeah, maybe a bit more.
Okay, and so what have you cured since you started with Immunics?
I cured the flu. I usually feel it coming now.
Right.
And as I teach to people, being in touch with students, it happens to me to have a lot of people in a room with me with the flu.
Right.
And I can feel something, and I start removing immediately. And all the past year, all my students have been down with the flu, and I haven't, not even once.
That's a great accomplishment, because then they don't lose their teacher for 3 days while they're out with the flu, see?
And they don't have a sick teacher passing the flu on them, which is even better.
Passing the flu to them, that's right. Then they don't want to come to class.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
And then I have cured anxiety attacks. And every time I started to get anxious, I stopped in the middle of what I was doing, and I removed anxiety from all of my bodies. And I still do that.
Okay.
And I cured, I think it was an infection in one tooth, because my gums started swelling, and it hurt a lot. And I took pills, and I removed the pain, the infection and everything, and nothing happened. And then one day I went to school. It was really difficult for me to speak because of the pain in my tooth. And anyway, I had my lesson, and out of the blue, at the end of the lesson, I started talking about Immunics to my students. And I asked them to try testing. And they did. They were quite interested.
Oh, great.
While I was on my way home, I realized that the toothache was completely gone.
Oh, interesting.
And I tested if I had done an Immunic action, talking about Immunics to my students, and I got yes. Mm-hmm. And now, as
so you're saying, what you're saying that telling other people about Immunics is curative.
Yes.
Like you tell them and you cure something.
Yes, and let me tell you that it happened more than a time. I have this student, Grace. She comes once a week. And I told her about Immunics, and she uses it for everything, absolutely everything. And sometimes she comes to lesson, and she's not feeling very well, she's worried, or she's feeling down. So at the end of the lesson, while I'm having a break, We do Immunics together, we connect, and I try to channel what to ask her to do. And when we finish, she's feeling better, and I'm feeling great.
Well, okay, now that's enough from you for now, okay? Let's go on. Let's go on with Mirabelle. What have you, since you started, I guess you're just a couple of months since you started, and you can share about helping other people cure things, because I know you've done that too. So Mirabelle, what have you cured since you started?
No, I have been working. I'm new, and I'm new in Immunics. So I have been working, for example, I have things written that I have found and I have to work on it. I found things in my universal physical and gravitational bodies, and I have to work on it. And the behavioral state, I have to remove some.
Well, let me just ask you: do you feel that you have cured anything at all since you started? That there's anything that you've actually cured, or you've helped somebody else cure?
Well, I discovered with Immunics that I can fix my body immediately. Just thinking, going to the organ, remove, install the balance, and at the moment to fix it, I can test, and it's fixed.
Okay, and you feel different when you do that?
You feel the difference, yes, definitely.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm going to go to Franny now. Oh, wait, no, I got Greg here. Okay, let's go to Greg. What have you cured since you started doing... Now, you've been doing Immunics since basically 1993.
Yeah.
Like I have, so what have you cured?
Right.
You didn't have very much to cure, though, when you started.
I wouldn't say I had very much to cure that people normally think of as curing, like physical things like, oh, I'm really sick. But hell, I'm sick. I mean, I recognize my sickness.
Well, you know, wait 1 second. I want something really brief here. And, you know, like what I remember is you helped somebody accept a transplanted liver that she was rejecting, and you saved her life. So that would just be a quick, just say these things really quickly.
Okay, Sally in California, I helped her when she was rejecting her transplanted liver, so she didn't have to have another operation, and she could actually live with her liver, and that was in 1993, 1994, so it's been a long time, and she's healthy.
And also, let's see your shirt.
Sciatica.
Let's see your shirt. Okay.
I actually have my T-shirt. Can you see that? I don't have my camera on here.
Okay. No, we see it. I got it.
Okay.
We got it.
And I cured a flu. I had outright raging flu, and I stopped it like that. It took focus for about like 5 minutes, and then it was gone, and then the rest of the day I said, okay, is it still out? Still out? It was gone. But it would have had me for a week or two. All right.
I'm sure there's more, but that's good enough for you for now. Now let's go to Franny. What have you cured since you started in 1993 also? Uh-oh, microphone must be on.
That's right, I forgot to put it on. Yeah, I've been doing since 1993, and I haven't really had any flu or cold since then. I have a condition of irregular heartbeat since I'm 30, and Barry, I think you're going to have to take your microphone, your speakers off.
I can't do that. I won't be able to record you.
Turn them down.
They're down as far as they'll go. Just keep going.
Should I start over?
No.
Okay. So I had this condition since I was 30 of irregular heartbeats, which the only thing they could determine was there's nothing organically wrong, it's just a chemical reaction. But I get it from time to time since then. So I removed allergies and balanced my hormones, etc., until the symptoms disappear. And I did have a bout, most notably with very high blood pressure last fall, but I've returned it to normal using this and testing what to do about it to lower it. And,
Yeah, because we test things to do about it.
right, and also experimenting and testing if that's the correct thing, like test it, then see if it works. So it's back pretty much to normal. That's without taking any medication or anything. They did advise me to take a diuretic, but I didn't.
Okay, so it's slowing down, so let's move on to Al. What have you cured with this? Now, just real fast, let's just make this fast.
Well, I've also been doing it since 1993, since the beginning. I also had I've had high blood pressure since I was 16. That's cured. I've cured diabetes with it. I'm working on my Asperger's. Sometimes I test it's cured, sometimes I don't. Right now I'm testing it's cured. I don't know.
Okay, good.
I use it on chronic pain all the time. Depression. I mean, I could go on and on. I just use it for everything.
Okay. Darren, turn on your camera. Hi, Darren.
Hi, everybody. I don't know how I didn't get up. Hi.
By the way, if you don't get a call for one of these, you go for Francis Hora.
Okay.
Now, your camera's not on yet, so I'm going to go with Angela. Tell us what you have cured since you started. How long? It's been about 2 months, right?
Yeah, I just barely started, and I haven't really had a lot of stuff. I don't really have anything major.
Yeah.
But I have cured some pain in my knee. In fact, while I was riding my bike, it was coming back, and I would actually work on it on my bike, and it would go away.
Oh,
but
good.
for me, it's been more just, I can just tell I'm a different person.
Okay. Now, Darren is here and has been curing breast cancer. And in addition to breast cancer, can you tell us, because you haven't cured that yet, but you've been doing this. See, you're somebody who stopped doing this. I just want to share a little for you. For a long time ago, you did this to cure your breast cancer a long time ago. It was probably 2002, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
2002 or 3, and then you stopped doing it for years. And now here you are again. And since we could take the whole time, can you see any things that you have actually cured and that are gone since you started?
Well, part of what I've been struggling with in the last couple weeks, because I started a chemo, an oral chemo that made me really sick, so I stopped it. And since I stopped it, I've been nauseous and waking up in fear a lot, and just generally in fear. And the fear is it's almost gone. I had a little trouble last night, but and the nausea is pretty much gone.
Okay, so there's something, a very specific thing, just that was wrecking you.
Yes.
Because I saw you a few days ago, and you were a wreck. So, and you've cured that. Okay. So that's.
Is my camera working?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, and that's probably a good share for you for now. You could probably dredge up some other things you've cured, but that's enough. So we get the idea that we've cured things. Now I want to ask a question and put this out. Let's throw this question out to everybody. Does curing things require a large investment of your time? And by the way, Maribel, you should turn your camera off and turn it back on again, because we've lost visual of you. So, Maribel, can you hear me?
How I can do that?
Just click with the little thing, move your mouse, and you'll see a place where it says My Video. So turn it off and then turn it back on and see if that helps. Does this, anybody who wants to answer can go, does this require a large investment of my time, of your time? To do?
For me, it hasn't, because I do what we call constant Immunics. It doesn't seem like a lot of time to me, because anytime I think of clearing something, I just do it. So, you know, maybe if I sat and added up all the seconds and minutes and hours that I've worked on myself, it's a lot of time. But to me, I can do it while I'm cooking, while I'm walking, you know, while I'm doing other things. So it doesn't really take a lot of time to me.
Maribel, what would you say about it? Does it take a lot of your time to do it?
I'm worried about the camera, and I don't see anybody here.
Does it? I'm just asking. Does Immunics take a lot of your time?
Oh, it takes a little bit of my time, but it's not like, you know, the whole day in that.
Okay.
But you test so fast, and you have the answers so fast that it takes short time.
Okay. Angela, what would you say to that? Does it seem like it takes a lot of your time to cure things, or just to do Immunics?
No, I'm kind of like Al. You know, when it comes to me, I'll think about it, but I don't think of it in terms of time. I know that if I haven't been sick since I started doing Immunics, but it sure took a lot more time to be sick than it did.
That's what it is for me. It's time well spent, because it's time I was wasting otherwise. And so now, no, it takes no time. I'm calmer and more with it right away.
Okay. Bono, what about Franny? What about you?
Well, I'd say it takes a lot of time and thought if you have a really serious illness, but I do it all the time, so I don't really know how long it takes. Because as soon as I feel something, like if I felt a flu coming on, I would just start removing it that minute. So then it's probably pretty quick. I think it takes a long time once you let it get into a full-blown illness. It requires more work.
You know, there's something I should share with Darren. You know, years ago, Darren, I found cancer in my spiral body. It was after I was at the movies, and I was taking a walk, you know, under this beautiful night sky in the summer in Philadelphia, and I tested, do I have cancer in my spiral body? And I got yes. I had never asked the question before. Never was I diagnosed medically with cancer. It just, there it was, you know, and I never thought to ask about it. And I got really scared. That was my initial reaction, was I was really scared for a few minutes. And then I removed it, and, you know, I decided to test for it the next day and see if it was back. And I tested for it the next day, and it was back. So I got really scared, and I was thinking, oh no, this is like, you know, this thing is coming back, you know, it's a condition. But you know, I removed it. I haven't tested positive for cancer in my spiral body in years and years. But I just wanted to share that with you. You know, that I certainly didn't. I was going to ask you, does it take a lot of time for you each day, given that you're battling cancer, to do Immunics?
It's that makes me want to cry. It's taking pretty much all my time.
Right.
Because I realized, I don't know, about a week ago that I'm in this, well, now you guys are helping me, but it felt like it's up to me, you know. I'm in this alone in the way. Like, I'm the only person who's really gonna cure me.
Yeah, that's right. See, even though we're here with you, it's still you, right?
Right.
So how's that feel, good or bad?
Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here. It's huge for me, and I have friends now who know what I'm doing, and they're all so encouraging. And you know, like you met Vicky the other night.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they all want you to cure it. Yeah, and Angela lives in Santa Fe, you know.
Yes, that's good.
So now you met another person who lives in Santa Fe, dear.
So it's full time. I mean, at night, all day long. I mean, I'm either on the computer doing stuff. I mean, I realize I could start getting out and using it while I'm out too, but it's a lot for me right now.
What about, you know, since you have a decent amount of experience, Rosella, has Immunics ever taken a lot of your time? Like when you first started doing it, or at all, ever? Has it ever taken a lot of your time?
Not in the beginning, even because I use all the spare time, like for example when I'm driving to work, and it's a half an hour drive, and when I get back home, and when I'm taking a walk, when I wake up in the morning, or if I watch TV, when there is a commercial, I spend that time to connect and do some Immunics. Right now, it's taking a lot of my time because I'm curing emphysema. So I'm working a lot. And I'm also working on my cigarette addictions, cigarette craving. And so at the moment, I'm spending a lot of time doing it.
Okay. So it's taking more of your time now because you're really trying hard to cure something.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
And you're willing to do whatever it takes, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Where exactly in Italy do you live?
Are you talking to me? Excuse me.
Yeah, you're in Italy. Where do you live in Italy?
Yes, in the north. In the north, but in the country. So do you know Torino?
Yes, Torino, yeah.
Yes, okay. Let's say about 30 kilometers from Torino.
Okay. And of course, Greg is in Chicago, and we're
Very near.
Yeah, we're in Riverview here, and we have some. You know, these guys are in Santa Fe, Angela, and Darren, and then Al. You're in New Jersey, right? Yeah, you're by the Jersey Shore. Al's nodding because I guess he must have his microphone off. Okay, now to go to Asperger's.
Yeah, my microphone was muted and my computer locked up. But yeah, I'm on the Jersey Shore.
Okay. Okay, I want to test, but to start this thing with Asperger's, you know, what you said before was interesting, Al, because you said you tested that you cured it. And that made me test about it. And so me and Angela and you ought to test right now. Do I have Asperger's syndrome in any of my bodies?
That's a no.
Okay, what about Angela? Do I have Asperger's syndrome in any of my bodies? What did you get? Oh, Angela's on mute too. Angela, you should come off mute.
That would be yes.
Okay, so you test that you have Asperger's. Now, do I have Asperger's? I test yes also. Now, what I'm gonna do. Do I have? I'm gonna.
For me, because I just got it. If I had it, I couldn't test for it.
Oh, really? I'm gonna test. I'm gonna test my universal bodies first, and you guys could go back on mute, and then when you're testing, you can come off mute. Okay? So, do I have Asperger's in my universal emotional body? I test yes. Do I have Asperger's in my universal physical body? No. How about my universal mental body? Yes. Okay. So I have it in so I'm now removing it from both of those bodies. And I do feel a difference immediately. And when I feel a difference like this, what it tells me is that I did have it. Because if I take it out and feel a difference, it means it was there. That's what it means to me. So Angela, why don't you go and see about you removing it? I think, go ahead. You go ahead and try to remove it.
Well, I just did what you were doing, your universal bodies. I tested that I had it in my universal emotional body, but not in the others, and I removed it.
Okay. So in no other bodies but that.
I'm sorry?
It's in no other bodies but the universal emotion.
Oh, I may ask. Wait. Yeah, it's in some other bodies.
Okay, test through some other ones. You should put your hands up so we could see.
I never know which hand it is.
That's okay. So it comes in alternating hands sometimes. Okay, fine, that's fine.
Will you name bodies?
Okay. Celestial,
No.
gravitational.
Yes.
Okay. Which hand did it come in? The right? Yeah,
Right.
I saw your finger move. You just get a little tiny movement. Okay.
It depends.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, remove it.
Okay.
Okay. Gravitational? Or did I just do gravitational?
We just removed it.
Okay, spiral?
Spiral. No.
Etheric?
No.
Karmic?
Yes.
Okay, remove it.
Okay.
All right.
It's gone.
I tested that you removed it that time. All right. Emotional.
Oh, no. I
Ma-
kind of expected to get a yes, and I didn't.
No, because it's too superficial. Mental.
No.
No, because if you take it out of like the universal and the other ones, even if it was in the emotional and mental, it would come out at the same time.
Oh, I see.
Because they're too superficial. Well, I think that's all the, probably, I'm not remembering, I mean, we don't need to test your astral body for it, so that would be that, I think. Watch your karmic for Asperger syndrome. Oh, you got your camera went off. Anyway, let's go to Al. And Al, you do the same thing she did. And
That was weird.
Well,
yeah, it just blipped off.
Okay.
And Maribel, I see you again. Thank you for bringing yourself back. Maribel, you should sit back because I can't see your chin.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see your... Maribel, can you hear me?
her video's not moving.
He's frozen.
Oh, her picture's frozen. Okay. These Skype things are not perfect, but they're better than nothing.
And also when
Depends
you're
on your local connection.
you're looking at the screen, you're not really looking at the camera, so it's...
Al, test yourself for Asperger's from through the bodies like we just did, and tell us what you get.
All right, so name the bodies again like you did for Angela. So I can
Okay. Well, I'm going to start at the top, like I did with her. Okay, so celestial,
No.
gravitational,
No.
spiral,
No.
universal emotional,
No.
universal mental,
No.
universal physical,
No.
karmic.
No.
Well, you must have cured it while she was doing
Well,
it.
yeah, while you were working with Angela, I unswitched myself, and then I must have cleared myself, must have removed it from all my bodies.
Okay, all
I
right.
thought I switched, and that's why I asked. someone else
Okay.
to-
Well, you could have told me so I didn't have to go through all the bodies with you.
No, I wanted you to because I wanted to show how, like, that's how quick it was for me to get unswitched and clear myself.
Oh, I see.
That while Angela was working on himself, I was able to unswitch and clear myself at the same time.
Okay.
From what I understand, you have behaviors that need to be readjusted. Can any of you test that you have behaviors that you need to work on?
Okay. All right, we're going to do that. So, Fanny, you go on mute again, okay, so you won't reverberate. Angela, you get yes?
Yeah.
Can you see what any of them are?
Well, I can tell you right now, every time I talk, when I get done talking, my heart is pounding.
Okay.
Just in this situation here.
Okay, so what would the behavior be?
I don't know, but I just thought that might be related to it somehow. Although now I don't feel so nervous.
Yeah, well, you just took out the Asperger, so you're not going to feel nervous till it comes back. So I'll tell you a behavior, okay? One new behavior for you is to continuously, if you feel the heart pounding or you're uncomfortable with people, to continually check yourself for this Asperger's every time you feel these symptoms and kill it. Okay?
Okay.
All right, kill.
And
kill.
Angela, I had the same problem, and I took a class in public speaking, so that I exposed myself to the behavior that I had trouble with, and I kept clearing myself and centering myself until I became comfortable speaking in front of a large number of people without freaking out or my heart going crazy.
By the way, this is one of the reasons that I created the Cure team, was because I saw that people had problems like what you were just talking about, or related problems, and I realized that the Cure team was an ideal way for them to do something that would expose them to the symptoms of the disease so they could spot it and kill it.
Yeah.
And we've seen person after person. Which leads me to a question that I just wanted to ask everybody, which is, do you feel that you have got more out of being on the Cure team than you have put into it? And not everybody here is on the Cure team, but let me try Ross, okay? Ross, tell me, have you got more out of the Cure team than you've put into it? What do you test? Now, can you see any of the...
Okay.
Go ahead. Can you see any of the things that you got out of it?
Yes.
Like what?
Yes. Support. Should I test or shall I...
No, just say. You could just real fast.
Okay. I got support, and I got learning to do things that I wasn't able to do before, like using the computer, mostly technological things, and also things about doing Immunics. And it was, when I started doing Immunics, I was alone because there was a website, a mailing list, in Italian, but nobody wrote anything. And I tried to write and write, nobody ever answered. When I really started getting results was when I discovered the MP3s and I started listening to the Cure show. So now it's a bit like that, but amplified.
You mean, okay, so you mean
more.
Like this is, being with us in person is a little like listening to a Cure show.
Yes, but much more. It's more amplified.
So being with the Cure team is, like way better than listening to an audio of the Cure team.
Absolutely.
Or watching a movie of the Cure team. Actually, being on it is better. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Franny.
Bayer, I have a question. Excuse me. Can you tell me the name of what you were testing? Blah 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 syndrome. Burgess.
Angela, can you spell that for her?
It's Asperger. Asperger.
Asperger.
Yeah.
Asperger. Okay.
Asperger.
Asperger.
Okay.
I'm going to have to say that 5 times.
Everyone says it a little differently.
That's just how the doctors that tested my son said it.
Okay, Asperger's.
Asperger.
It's the name of the doctor who defined the syndrome. It's a form of autism.
Okay.
You know what autism?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
When my son was first diagnosed, he was about, I think, 11 or 10, and he was in the bathtub one night, and I went in to check on him, and he rolled over on his stomach. He put one hand on either side of his butt, and he said, "What am I?" And I said, "I don't know, a butt sandwich?" And he said, "I'm an Asperger."
We must tell your son that we all got a big kick out of that one, you know?
That's how I remember the name. He said, pretend my hands are bread. What am I?
Pass that on. We got to pass that on. Let him know we're passing it on. Oh, God. Al, have you gotten more out of the Cure team? Did you test that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because see, here's the thing. Asperger's people tend to isolate themselves. So for me, getting out of myself and helping others and making a difference for others, and I've worked with a lot of people that have cured a lot of things, it not only helps others, and it not only helps me if I were non-Asperger's, but especially as an Asperger's person, it drives me out of my shell and out of thinking just of myself, and it really acclimates me to being empathetic with other people and to get into other people's skin and to feel what they feel. You know, it's part of the cure to Asperger's to be on the Cure team.
Yeah, like you're retraining yourself.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And of course, I started doing that a long time before I started the Cure team. However, I think that if I test, have I gotten... Yeah, see... Well, you know, one thing I have to thank Angela for is just, you know, smartening me up that I needed to cure this. And
Right.
you know, I am...
But you were curing it.
But I think also just working on it directly, like I have done since yesterday, I think it's made a difference in me. Just since yesterday.
Sure.
Just since yesterday. I feel very different. So, thank you very much. And that is our movie. Now, I just wanted to say that if you want to speak to somebody, I would be available, possibly, and also my outgoing message on my phone does give instructions about how to start if you haven't started yet. So, or you can just, you know, leave me a message and I'll get back to you. So please feel free to call me. I'd be happy to speak to you. And here's my number. It's 813-672-3419. And I hope you enjoyed this movie. And it's fine to call me up and just tell me how you felt about it.